Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammad Naqib bin Mohammad, and today I want to talk about introduction for assignment PAD120. Introduction about state. Okay. The intro is the governments of the state is divided by two government types. It divided between the federal government and the state government. However, the federal terrorists are directly powered by the federal governments. What means by state? State is community of person. It is a human political institution. Furthermore, without the population of citizenship, there can be no state because the state do not have any population of human to stay at the state. Besides that, a country is run by the government, some judicial body, and the most important is by the constitution. Thus that constitution made is serve as the backbone of the country. Without constitution, the country will be a chaos. That's why we need the constitution as the backbone of the country. It'll help country to improve their performance. The main duty of constitution is to make a law and the jurisdiction. Moreover, the constitution is forming because of.
Hello, my name is Hafiz Ramli. Today I'm going to talk about one of the elements of the state, which is the population. A state is a group of people. It is a human political structure. There can be no state without a population. The population can be higher or lower, but it must exist. The population does not have a fixed number. Some states, such as India and China, have billions of people, while others, such as Monaco and San Marino, have population of less than 50,000 people. A large population, on the other hand, may be a liability if the state's resources are insufficient to maintain it. Our population is one of the most serious issues that the developing countries need to face. So, population should be neither excessively large or excessively small. It must be held within a fair range. It should be calculated based on the size of the state's territory, available resources, the anticipated standard of living, defense, development and supply needs. Malaysia has a population of 28,334,000 people, according to the 2010 census, making the world's 42nd most populous country in 2017. East Malaysia have 5.72 people, while Peninsular Malaysia have 22.5 million. As of 2017, the population is increasing at the rate of 1.94% per year. The fertility rates of the three main Malaysian communities, which are the Malay, Indian and Chinese, are as follows. Malay and Bumitra women have 2.4 children, Chinese women have 1.4 children, and Indian women have 1.8 children. Malay fertility rates are 40% higher than Indian fertility rates and 56% higher than Chinese fertility rates in Malaysia. With an annual growth of 0.4%, the population is expected to reach 32.7 million in 2020, up from 32.5 million in 2019. The fall in the population growth rate is due to a drop of number of non-citizens from 3.1 million in 2019 to 3 million in 2020. This is compatible with the closing of the MCO, which is the Movement Control Order imposed in response to the global spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. With the population growing from 29.4 million in 2019 to 29.7 million in 2020, the growth rates of residents remain constant at 1%. Malaysia's population of older people is growing each year, indicating that the country is becoming more aging. In 2019, the number of people aged 0 until 14 years with the young age fell to 23.3%, down from 33.5% in 2019. And while the total number of age 15 to 34, which the number for working age, fell from 69.8% in 2019 to 68.8% in 2020. This is attributed to decrease in the number of non-citizens, who were mainly foreign employees. Over the same time frame, the proportion of the population aged 65 and above, which the old age raised from 6.7% to 7%. The median age in 2020 also increased to 29.2 years from 38.9 years in 2019. This proves that the numbers of old people in Malaysia is increasing in 2020. Malaysia is made up of 13 states and 3 developed ones, or federal territories, namely Labuan, an offshore financial hub on the east coast, Kuala Lumpur, the tensions capital, and Putrajaya, the administrative centre of the west coast. The two federal territories in the west listed earlier are enclave within Selangor. Selangor is the Malaysia's most visited state by domestic visitor, owing to its many attractions. Selangor was also the most populous state with 5.46 million people, followed by Johor 3.35 million people and Sabah 3.21 million people. The population of these states accounted for 42.4% of Malaysia's total population. The wilayah Putrajaya 72.413 people, wilayah Persekutuan Labuan 72,413 were the states with the least population. Malaysia is a unique and multiracial nation with Islam as its official religion. According to the data provided by 2010's Population and Housing Census, Islam is practiced by 61.3% of the population, Buddhism by 19.8%, Christianity by 9.2%, Hinduism by 6.3%, and traditional Chinese religion by 3.4%. Other religions such as animism, folk religion, Sikhism, Baha'i faith, Tamil religion and other belief systems contribute to the remainder. Malaysia's constitution declares that the country to be secular and guarantees religious freedom, while also designating Islam as the religion of the federation to symbolise its significance in Malaysian society.
In Malaysia, there are many state elements including elements territory. Territories are a type of administrative division that are usually territories under the control of a sovereign state. In most countries, territory is the organized divisions of a state governed by a government that has not been formally formed into one or absorbed into a state political unit equivalent to another political unit referred to as a territory. Territory or state. Territories in international relations are usually complete territories from which a country can acquire resources or areas of non-sovereign territories that are under the jurisdiction of another country.
So the fourth element of the state is the government. The government is the brain of the state, which means there will be no state without the government. The government is the focal point of the citizens occupying a certain territory's shared objective, and it is by this means that common laws, common relations, and mutual priorities are decided. Without the government, people will be chaotic and split themselves into groups, parties, and warring groups, resulting in complete anarchy and even civil war. People cannot achieve their goal of living together unless they are well organized and follow certain codes of behavior. Thus, the government is entity in charge of enforcing those laws and ensuring compliance. One of the examples that can be shown is by building of the road. To create the road, the state must be organized, and with the admission, we must admit taxes, a budget, a civil service, a legislature, and all of government's apparatus. Government is required not only for the construction and maintenance of this road, but also for the establishment of laws governing which side of the road people can ride, otherwise confusion will ensure.
Sovereignty refers to a territory's highest authority. Sovereignty in political theory, the ultimate overseer or authority in the decision-making process of the state and in the maintenance of order. Sovereignty is a substantive concept that refers to the sole legitimate authority over a polity. In any state, sovereignty is given to the individual, entity or organization with ultimate authority over other citizens in order to make a law or amend one that already exists. In international law, sovereignty refers to a state exercise of authority. The difficult concept of state and government, as well as freedom and democracy, are all closely linked to a principle of sovereignty, which is one of the most contentious theories in political science and international law.
Okay, and the conclusion is there is few things that we must know to develop a state. Firstly, a state is needed for protection against war and from external enemies. This is because state need protection and security against war, external aggression, internal disturbance and disorder. Furthermore, the society of citizenship need the state for the security, peace or the stability and fully protection against external aggression and war. Second is, state need to ensure security against internal disturbance, disorder and crime. And also for this purpose, state need to provide a police. Furthermore, state should legally grant and guarantees the right of the pupils. This includes the law of the state. Besides that, state also need to grant citizenship to the right people and protect the interests and right. State also need to conduct foreigner trade and economic relations. And if state doing the task correctly, the state can secure the goal of national interest in international relations. However, there is a weak spot in state that we need to take serious in this spot. As a state citizenship, we need to be aware about who the authority of the states. If the person who has authority of the state make mistake, we need to report this kind of authority to the person or party that has the power to make it right. Okay, that's all about the conclusion. Thank you from me, and that's all.